Okay, I did not write notes on this question. The question being, how do you come out to your parents gently as transgender? Um, I didn't really give myself a whole lot of time to compose my thoughts, so I'm just going to jump right in. There are a few things that I suggest that you address before you do come out to your parents. Number one being, do they provide the roof over your head and the food in your mouth? And if so, are they going to be distraught to the point, when you do come out, are they going to be so upset that they could possibly kick you out? And if that is a possibility, then I suggest, I'm not trying to dictate to anyone how to do anything, but I suggest waiting to come out until you are in a position where you will not lose your home or your source of sustenance if you do come out. Number two, are you going to be placed in any physical danger by coming out to them? I'm not implying that anyone's parents are in any way, shape, or form abusive, but unfortunately those situations are out there and they do exist, they do happen. So if you suspect that coming out to your parents will put you in physical danger, then I suggest waiting until you are able to maintain physical safety. With that having been said, just another thing that I suggest is before coming out to your parents to take the time to really research and understand your gender identity and how you want to express that gender identity. Do you want to medically transition? Do you want to naturally transition? Are there any surgeries that you want to have? And if so, how are you going to make that happen? What support system are you going to have in place? And the reason I suggest making sure that you have kind of all of these things mapped out is typically when a trans person comes out to their parents, those are the first questions that kind of crop up in the conversation. The parents, they want to know, they want to understand, they want to make sure you're safe, they want to make sure that you know what's going on, you know what you're doing, you know the repercussions of the choices that you're going to make. That's just being a parent. So if you present this strong source of knowledge, if you're not stuttering and stumbling over your words and having to say, well, I'm not sure, or I don't know, those things can be distressing to parents. Parents typically find it comforting to know that their child has thought something through, that they've researched it, and that they understand the ramifications of those choices. I'm not saying that making sure you're knowledgeable about all of this is going to make it easy. It's going to make it a walk in the park. That's usually not the case. But making sure that you sound like you know what you're talking about is going to prevent them from kind of targeting in on or honing in on that, what they perceive as a weakness or kind of a chink in your armor, and using that against you in any way, shape, or form. As far as coming out gently, I would suggest steering away from sticking toothpicks under their fingernails or rubbing salt in open wounds. I'm just kidding. Coming out gently, I mean, really, it's just like it sounds. You want to make sure that you don't raise your voice, maintain your composure, keep calm, even if they get distressed or start escalating. If you maintain your composure, then usually that will help the other people or person that you're interacting with not escalate any further. Not always, but usually. Just be sure and give them an opportunity to express their thoughts, to share their feelings, even if those thoughts and feelings aren't exactly what you want to hear. The thing is, those are their thoughts and feelings, and they have the right to experience them and express them as long as it's not in an abusive manner. There is a way to express negative thoughts and emotions without being, emotionally abusive to a person. So, be sure that you set those boundaries, that you don't allow yourself to be abused, and if it starts kind of going in that direction, then you may just want to very calmly say, I understand this is a lot to take in, and I can see that you're upset right now, so I'd like to take this opportunity to pause and both of us or all of us step back from the situation and think about what we're saying to each other, something to that effect. You should always be able to pause a conversation. If you can't or they won't allow you, then that's not a good situation, and that's a whole other video. So coming out gently, just allow them the opportunity to express their thoughts and emotions, allow them the opportunity to ask questions, even if it's those questions that all trans people know and hate. It's your parents. They need to know what the heck is going on, and that's okay, in my opinion. And just make sure they know that no matter what happens, or what you choose to do, or how you choose to express your gender, you're not going to change. You're still their kid. You still have the same soul. You still have the same spirit, and you still love them. So I recommend not giving ultimatums. I could easily see where it would be tempting, but saying something to the effect of, I'm transgender, I was born biologically female, but I'm a male, this is what I'm going to do to transition, and if you don't start using my preferred name and my preferred gender pronouns within 30 days, then I will not speak to you, so on and so forth. I recommend not doing that. It's abrasive. It will immediately alienate them. It will immediately give them a visceral negative response to the exchange that you're having. So, everybody, I'm not trying to tell anyone how to do anything. If you do give an ultimatum, that is your choice. I'm not knocking it. If you want to come out gently, I recommend not doing that. So, I think that's all I really wanted to cover. And if I didn't answer your question adequately, then please feel free to let me know. And if there's anything that you want me to elaborate on, then again, please feel free to let me know. But thank you for taking the time to ask the question.